You can have it all. Great pay, awesome benefits, a flexible schedule, the chance to grow. At Cox, we're recruiting auto and diesel technicians to join our Mannheim and Fleet Services teams. If you're ready for a new job and want to experience an award-winning workplace, drive your career forward with us. Visit cox.career/autotech to learn more. That's cox.career/autotech.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership just got even better. Now you can choose from Disney Plus with ads, Hulu with ads, or ESPN Plus on us when you sign up. Plus, enjoy unlimited free delivery, double fuel points, exclusive offers, and free items. Sign up for a Boost membership today. It's an easier way to save, including new streaming options to relax with while we deliver your groceries. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
You just don't go to the Barbary Coast. You make arrangements. I've made mine. And I hope it'll save Hey Boy's life. Have Gun. Will Travel. Starring Mr. John Daner as Paladin. San Francisco, 1875. The Carlton Hotel, headquarters of the man called Paladin.
Come in, Hey Boy. The door's unlocked.
It's not Hey Boy, Mr. Paladin.
Oh, Miss Wong, good morning. Come in.
Good morning. I bring paper and coffee.
Thank you, Miss Wong. Why didn't Hey Boy bring them up?
Hey Boy's not come to work this morning.
What?
Hey Boy not come to work this morning. It's Miss Wong's fault. We had a big argument last night.
You mean he didn't come to work just because you had an argument?
Maybe so. I don't know, Mr. Paladin. Miss Wong's very worried.
Well, why don't you sit down and try to take hold of yourself? There. Now, do you want to tell me about it?
Is that? Hey, boy. All time say he going to marry Missy Wong someday, but he not say when.
Mm-hmm.
So last night, I tell him I wait no more.
Oh.
That I not want to see him again, ever. He was very angry. Walk away. Say nothing.
Uh-huh.
This morning, I see his uncle, and he said that Hey Boy not come home last night. Oh, Mr. Paladin, I'm very worried. Maybe something happened to him.
No, I wouldn't fret about it, Miss Wong. I'm sure he's all right.
Oh, Hey Boy very angry.
I'll go talk to his uncle. Maybe he's heard from him by now.
You find him, Mr. Paladin? Please?
I'll try, Miss Wong.
This is the cold season. What do medical authorities say about the common cold? Doctors tell us there's no known drug which will cure a cold. There are effective medications for treating complications accompanying or following a cold. If you've been taking sensible precautions and still have one cold after another, it's best to see your doctor. And here's another important health tip. When you have a cold and need a laxative, that's the time to rely on gentle X-Lax. Pleasant-tasting chocolated X-Lax helps you toward your normal regularity, gently overnight. X-Lax gets along with any cold remedies you may be taking, and X-Lax works where nature wants, in the lower tract, not the stomach. X-Lax is so gentle, so close to natural acting, there's no upset, no urgency or discomfort. Next morning, you're well on your way toward your normal regularity. So when you have a cold and need a laxative, take X-Lax, the laxative you can use with complete confidence. X-Lax helps you toward your normal regularity gently overnight. X-Lax.
My first stop in the dingy labyrinth of Chinatown was a curio shop owned by Hayboy's uncle. He was visibly upset and had no further word from his nephew. I promised him that I would do everything I could to find him. There was one man in Chinatown who might have the answer, Chung Wu. For want of a better description, he was called the mayor of Chinatown, but he was much more than that. Head of the House of Chung in America, related through marriage to the Wang, Chang, and Fong families, president of the Anliang Tong. And just to keep his hand in, he ran the biggest fan-tan parlor east of Canton. He was very important and very difficult to see.
No. The Honorable Chung Wu is not in.
He is never out.
He sees no one.
You'll see me.
Keep your hand away from that panel.
And you keep your hand away from that knife.
How did you know?
I've been here before. You must be
You
new.
will put me to death by 1,000 torture.
Who visits this humble establishment?
Tis I, Chung, Paladin.
Ah, Paladin, my friend.
你叫中文。
猫妖法子，快啦！
That's a mighty devoted watchdog you have there, Chung.
You must forgive him, my friend. He is new. To him, all Americans look alike.
They do. Well, don't be hard on him. He was just doing his job.
Yes. Well, come in, Paladin. Come in.
Thank you.
Well, my friend, it is too long a time since you have graced these unworthy walls with your presence.
Much too long. May the oversight find forgiveness in your honorable heart.
My heart is too full of pleasure at seeing you once more to harbor an unkind thought. It quickens to know the reason for your visit.
I seek word of the boy who serves me at the hotel.
Ah, yes. Kim Chang, the one you call Hey Boy?
The very one.
Why do you seek word of him here?
He's disappeared. I fear he's in trouble.
If he were in trouble, I would have heard.
I thought perhaps he might be in your establishment playing Fantan.
Not that boy. Sometime I think he is not a true Chinese. He cares nothing for gambling. He thinks only of saving his money so that he can get married to this Miss Wang at your hotel.
But that's why he disappeared after she asked him when he intended to marry her.
Foolish girl. She has not yet learned how to hide the strings when she manipulates her mannequin.
Yeah. Well, if you were a Chinese boy and had a fight with your girl, where would you go?
If he were angry enough, our incape would not have been strong enough for him.
You mean he went out and got drunk?
He might have, but if he did not do it here.
Where then?
If I were an angry Chinese boy who did not care for gambling and wanted to get really drunk, I might end up in the Barbary Coast.
The Barbary Coast, that mean and ratty conglomeration of sheds and shanties, purveying entertainment and refreshment to sailors whose appetites are stranger than their tastes. Now, you just didn't go to the Barbary Coast. You made arrangements. I made mine at the Hack Line in Portsmouth Square.
Geb, sir. Right this way, sir. Geb, sir.
Ah, there you are, Harry.
Mr. Paladin.
I was hoping I'd find you free.
Yes, sir. Harry the Ack at your service, well and eager and able to do your bidding. Where'll it be, Mr. Paladin?
Harry, I want to find Ma Gertie.
Ma Gertie.
Oh.
Why, she's been lying low since the vigilantes closed her up last time. It won't be easy, Mr. Paladin.
But, it won't be impossible.
Well, the sound of them cartwheels is making it easier every minute.
And shall we go?
Yes, sir. Step right in. Get up there.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston gives you real flavor, full, rich tobacco flavor. Winston's easy drawing too. The flavor comes right through to you. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
A modern filter? Sure, Winston has it. But that's only the beginning of a Winston. Up front, up where it really counts, Winston packs exclusive filter blend. Light, flavorful tobaccos, specially selected and specially processed for filter smoking. Filter Blend. That's why it's fun to smoke Winston, America's best-selling filter cigarette.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
We made the rounds of North Beach, stopping at a half dozen places before Harry the hack found the right one. It was a saloon built out over the water on a pier. It was called the Golden Fleece. I had a drink at the bar while Harry made arrangements.
She's here, all right.
Oh, where?
In the back room. Said she'd see you. She's waiting.
Thanks, Harry.
Well, Paladin, come in, come in.
Thanks. So, how have you been, Ma?
Paladin, I'd like it better if you called me Gertie.
All right, Gertie.
Sit down. Still as handsome as ever, huh?
Here the vigilantes have been giving you a bad time.
Ah, the vigilantes, why can't they leave an old woman alone?
Because if they did, that old woman would be running the city in 2 weeks.
Sure, all I ask is to earn a living.
Yeah, I weep for you, Gertie.
That what you came here for? To cry over me?
No. I'm looking for a Chinese boy.
Now, what makes you think he might be here?
Well, missing persons have a way of passing through your hands, Gertie.
You talk pure nonsense, Paladin.
Yeah, that may be, but
What are you doing?
What's this? Where'd you get this black silk coolie hat?
What coolie hat?
Stuffed behind this sofa pillow like someone was trying to hide it.
Well, now, Paladin, why'd anyone want to hide a thing like that?
I don't even know why a respectable lady like you would have a thing like this in her parlor, unless it was dropped by its owner while he was being lowered unconscious through that trapdoor over there to a boat below.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, where is he, Gertie?
Where's who?
The owner of this cap.
Now, how would I?
This is Hey Boy's cap.
I've never heard of any hay boy.
Now, where is he, Ma?
You wouldn't harm me, Paladin.
If I had to.
Don't threaten me.
Where is he, Ma?
All right. I heard the Arabella Bishop was short some men.
Arabella Bishop.
The same. Clydeside clipper bound east for Liverpool round the Horn.
Did you sell Hey Boy to the Arabella Bishop?
You're too late, Paladin.
What do you mean?
Look out the window.
What?
The Arabella Bishop's weighed anchor, Paladin. She's already sailed.
That boy was shanghaied aboard the Arabella Bishop, and she was too far out in the bay for me